Hi, guys. Hey, hey, welcome back. All right, so Capricorns, let's take a peek at what's ahead in love. What do we have? Three of Cups. Hang on, everybody's looking pretty cool. There could be a whole lot of potential mates up ahead. Capricorn could be also, I don't know if Capricorn's got like some banging bod. I can't show the rest of that card because nobody's got their clothes on. But I don't know if Capricorn is going to be at some like pool party or whatever, and they're having a good old time, and this feels very celebratory. This feels very I don't know, vacation-esque. It feels like fun, spending time with friends at minimum, but then also meeting a real Two of Cups. I could see Capricorn socializing a little bit more in, maybe the not too distant future. I could maybe this is like a spring break, celebratory thing. It just feels, it has this energy of something very positive, engaging with other people, possibly, just dancing, hanging out, chit chatting. But here's the thing, against this backdrop of many people around, that could be how Capricorn either is introduced or meets some very important, heart centered romance here. Two of Swords, Nine of Cups in the reverse. Capricorn says, I'm not looking for a heart centered romance. I came to party and I intended to go home alone. Okay, so what's ahead in love could be someone really wants to make overtures toward Capricorn, and Capricorn could be, nope, I'm here to be with my friends. I'm not here for romance. Two of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. This could certainly be somebody that Capricorn is reluctant to connect to because they're like, look, I'm only here for work. It's a short, like I'm down for a seminar, going out having a good time afterwards. But honestly, I don't see how this would work because I'm going to be gone again. And my focal point is my career path right now. This says Capricorn is going to meet possibly the love of their life at the worst possible time. And that is not to be rude or anything. It's just, I think at first Capricorn says, I can't do anything about this. We're not going to be around each other. I don't want to do long distance. I got to leave for work. I'm only in town for a little bit. They are going to be very, very sad, and they're going to be very obvious about it. Is this somebody brand new then? Queen of Pentacles. Maybe this is going to be a situation where it's somebody that Capricorn works with and they see this person on a non-working time and they're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm seeing you outside of the work environment. We can't see each other with our clothes off because I got to see you at work later with our clothes on. And so no is taboo. This keeps feeling like Capricorn is shutting down. I'm not going to engage with somebody in a social setting that I also know in a work setting. They're very bummed, but Capricorn is like, trust me, I'm saving both of our jobs. No, I can't, slow dance, dirty dance with you. We're not doing the lambada, the forbidden dance. We're not doing it. By the way, I'm hearing that song in my head right now. We have the Eight of Wands. The thing is, look, a tiny bit of a bridge has been crossed and cannot be uncrossed. So this dialogue is going to come back. This energy between two people is not gone. It simply hasn't been acted upon. But because there's going to have been a conversation between Capricorn and possibly, I'm going to say a divine masculine here, and they could certainly be a water sign. They could be quite an empathic and sensitive, possibly divine masculine, does not have to be. I don't read for genders. It's just I'm going off of what we see on the cards. I am wondering because Capricorn seems to be the one setting the tone for no, absolutely not. I know I'm seeing you outside of a typical environment. I know this is like, it seems like now we could be, pursuing something because we're not in the workplace, but we'll be back in the workplace again. And that's why this can't happen. The only thing here is because that conversation even occurred and because they were able to obviously express like, that's a damn shame because there's something here. There's a vibe here. Capricorn seems to be trying to slam those gates shut and be like, what vibe? I don't feel a vibe. The thing is, we got the heart shining right here. I kind of think that there is like in the cartoons where, like their little heart, like the dog who falls in love with another dog and their little heart pops out of their chest under their fur, or their eyeballs, become heart-shaped pupils and pop out of their skull. I almost feel like the vibe between Capricorn and this person, even though Capricorn is like, I'm not going to act on this. I feel like there is a pulsating, but I want to, because this says this conversation is not done. This says the interest that these two have in each other. You can say I'm not going to act on something, but you can't help the way your heart feels. Things are going to change in the upcoming future. Either they're going to say, well, then I guess maybe I gotta like leave this department and work in another department. So then can I go out with you? It could be that this is what Capricorn is going to be like. Oh my God, I can't believe that they're actually doing this. It certainly is on both of their minds. You notice how these cards would be back to back. And I think in spite of the good logic and the, responsible, self-denial that Capricorn's like, we're not doing this, we have jobs or careers, or there's some reason. It doesn't even have to be job or career. It could be something in a social setting. It could be like, no, this is taboo. No, I can't date you. But deep down, it's like, I mean, unless the masculine would be in the position to have to give up something in order to pursue things with Capricorn. Excuse me. He's thinking about it. Capricorn's thinking about it. If circumstances change, then we could do this. I'm sorry if you hear Aries back there snorting and, doing his little dog roll that he does on the carpet to make sure that he makes the carpets as furry as possible. That is what he's doing. So if you hear all that, that's my boy. We have a Four of Cups. There is a feeling of a missed opportunity. And I just feel like this is something that two people are still, is very much in their minds. They may have a conversation or they see each other again, but it's like they both know I got to keep my distance unless I change something, unless our circumstances change. I think Capricorn is kind of like, it is kind of a bummer that, this is a taboo. Okay, it is two people feeling the taboo and feeling what a huge freaking bummer this is. Neither person wants to not get a chance to find out what this relationship could be. Neither person wants to just like let this go and be like, oh, well, can't have it. That is not how either of them feel, from what I can tell. And thus a plan is hatched. Possibly, again, like I said, I think it's on the divine masculine side. He, to his credit, man, he is a problem solver extraordinaire. Even though I don't think he disagreed with Capricorn pointing out the reasons why this bridge can't be crossed, his response after a few days of thinking of this, or bumping into Capricorn again, seeing Capricorn again, and saying, so I'm never going to kiss that Capricorn because of circumstances, then whose life is this anyway? That's right. It's mine. I can change a circumstance. He seems hell-bent to alter something, whatever this is that makes this a taboo situation. He's going to alter it. Eight of Swords sideways. Even if it requires some serious creative thinking, he's going to figure out how to get this scenario to play out differently. Can I just ask, what does that mean? What do you have to change? Queen of Pentacles again. Something, that's why I kept going to the workplace scenario. It feels like somebody works for somebody. Two people work for, maybe he works for somebody's mother figure or somebody's, whatever this is. It feels like it's always coming back around to the Queen of Pentacles, which could be about finances, matters of abundance. Nine of Wands. It's like there has to be a separation. You notice how the lighthouse is separated off? It keeps feeling like somebody has to leave. They have to leave something in order to then have a chance with Capricorn. Now, I guess we could say maybe he was in a long-term commitment. We do have two, Queen of Pentacles. One represents Capricorn. Maybe the other one represented a relationship that he's in. And that's why Capricorn was like, oh, hell no. I'm not being a third party, But again, it just feels like there's been an acknowledgement that there is a bond between these two that they really want to pursue. And if it requires Like, okay, here's a realization. I'm with the wrong person. I need to stop being in a connection with somebody else because I really have more emotion for Capricorn. And I don't have the luxury of testing the waters with Capricorn and then seeing which one I want. It's like you take a leap, you go all in with Capricorn, which means you leave behind another connection. You pair off, you isolate off, and then go full fledged to see, can I build something with this Capricorn? It feels like that's how this is. There's not going to be any blurred lines. Capricorn's not having any of it. And I feel like this person is willing then to make the changes that they have to. Now, again, maybe this is mostly about career path and about a change that would need to be had. We have that King of Pentacles. They have to get themselves into a position where they can be seen publicly in the arms of Capricorn, on the arm of Capricorn, with Capricorn. That's what has to change, and they know it. So they're doing it. I feel like by summer, they want Capricorn to be openly by their side at some vacation, some opportunity that they would have. This might play out over the course of several months before they can officially try to pursue things with Capricorn, but this is somebody who has every intention. I want to be able to take a vacation, or by the next time we go to that seminar, I want to travel with Capricorn. We're not going to have to hide a relationship. It's all going to be out in the open. It's going to be, HR will know about it, or I'm going to be single and be able to very publicly, walk with my Capricorn on my arm. That is their intention. That is what they are doing. Kudos to them for making decisions and sticking with it. We did not see like wonky back and forth or even secretive behavior or anything like that. We just saw like, this is what I have to do. So that's what I'm going to have to do. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.